Oh, yeah, we're doing it live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the chat room up on the screen really quickly. Hope everyone's doing well today. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. Let me get this chat room up here real quick, guys. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. Again, hope everyone's doing well today. Monday, yes, back into the swing of things. I went out to Kansas City, Missouri. Misery. That's what they call it. Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. Well, there's a rivalry going on over there. That's what I observed, at least. But I was out there for a NASCAR race over the weekend. Boy, was that an experience, let me tell y'all. I wasn't up in the stands, though. I was in the pit, baby, where it all goes down. It was an experience for sure. I think everyone should at least do that once. Shout out to Carnomly for having me come out. I wanted to check them out. They are sponsoring one of the race cars out there in the NASCAR league. And so I got a chance to really check it out, man, and see pit stop action. Check out my Twitter if you want to see some of the action that I recorded. Shout out to Josh Beamer for checking in with us today. Mark Carl Art is in the building. We got Marcus Walter in the building as well. That's right. Let's effing go. So today we got the ETH merger this week, guys. It's fastly approaching, and there are some things that I'm seeing from a price action perspective that we should be aware of. Maybe Ethereum's losing steam because we see Bitcoin moving up. It has passed and crossed over that critical threshold, that trend line I was telling you guys about all last week. Well, we are now above it. Last night, after my Bloodalytics review for the previous week, I saw it move up above that line, but it couldn't sustain, so it got smacked down. I'm like, oh man, that was a bad signal. But then we creeped right back up and we are above it again. So the bears and bulls are battling right now. And we're seeing positive momentum with Bitcoin, but not so much with Ethereum. We got the merger this week. What does that tell us? I don't know. We'll take a look at that. But of course, you know what to do. 15 people in the building right now. Smash those like booties. Spin it around and knock them off the stage. Please, for me. Future Well said, yo, Blood, what's going on, Future Well? Thanks for tuning in. You are a well right now, man, not a future one. Got to speak it into existence, right? But yeah, that's where we are. Let's go ahead and kick it off with this here. Bloodalytics. If you missed the video last night, yesterday evening, go check it out, man. Nice week. We, on a $4,000 account, made over $1,600. And that was only trading 3x. Okay. Mad returns on Bloodalytics last week. Check it out if you're interested. Stick around to the end as well. I'll put a promo code up there so you can save a little bit on these subscriptions. We got 3-month, 6-month, and 12-month. So definitely check it out. It is well worth it if you are even a semi-active trader. You don't even have to be that active because I've designed it in a way where you can take advantage of these trades. It trades maybe 6 to 7 times per week on average per pair. So you're talking about 12 to 14 trades a week. And yeah, we're knocking it out the park. Coming up on 1 month now. We got over 21 members in the first month. First month we ending on what was it, September 15th. I started it last month on the 15th. So yeah, doing great. Shout out to Sean C. He's in the building. What's going on with you, bro? Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate Sean's support. He is everywhere. I mean, I see Sean on BitBoy in the chat rooms, on My Two Satoshi lives in the chat rooms. This guy is everywhere. I really appreciate his support. I think he has a channel coming up that he's launching too on YouTube. Check him out on Twitter to get the latest on that. But let's check out those technicals really quick. Because I told you that we were, hitting a critical area, or we actually passed through a critical area. Now, I don't think this is the latest chart. So let me just go back over here. Oh, that's weird. I don't know why it's showing that chart when I actually made some updates to the chart. Oh, it's right here. So let me hit save here, and then I'm going to bounce and do a refresh on this one here for us. Oh, it did it automatically. Cool. So this is the where we are with Bitcoin and the technical analysis I do for my 2 Satoshis. Last night after the stream, Bloodalytics stream, huge rally, crossed up above that trend line. I said, "Oh man, we're definitely making some progress." Then the next bar, we got a smackdown, and we started to traverse. I said, "Oh man, this is over." But then a few hours later, we saw a move right back up above that trend line. So we are in a position, ladies and gentlemen. I would say we are bullish on Bitcoin above this trend line. So you got to watch this trend line very closely, because if we break back below that, then it is lower we go. But I see this action right here where we tested it these 3 times. That's positive for us in Bitcoin. That's a bullish sign to see us test those levels, traverse back to that trend line, but then the bulls bids the market back up. So that is a very positive signal for me, and should be for you. So again, anything above 20, just say 21,000. Can we just go ahead and say 22,000? No, because it's not. Got to be precise here. 21,950 bucks. Anything above that, you're Gucci. You're absolutely Gucci. Let's see who else we got in the building really quickly. We've got AZTV in the building, 33,000 to 37, then 9 to 14K blood. Wow. Is that what you feel? Post-merge ETH price prediction. I say we go lower beyond infinity. It is the classic buy the rumor, sell the news. I've been trading markets for over 16 years. It's lining up to be the buy the rumor, sell the news. I don't know why we have to have this discussion every time. Now, does that mean it sells off indefinitely? No, I think we just get a sell-off and then form some equilibrium or base, and then maybe we head higher if Bitcoin continues higher. We do have, and we'll take a look at this too, guys, we do have the equities markets rallying today, so that has to play a portion into why we're seeing a rally today in Bitcoin. Okay, so this is the public chart, okay, for Bloodalytics. You guys can always check this out anytime you want. You will have to have a TradingView Pro account or better or higher to really see this properly, though. All right, but let me do a refresh. The public chart gives you a 24-hour delay on what's going on the Ethereum trades. Okay, so this is where we are with Ethereum right now. Over the weekend, we did see some action, traded higher, and took some profits there, and we went short on Ethereum yesterday evening. Okay, so that's where we are with the algo. And let me drop this in the chat room really quickly for you guys, so you can maybe bookmark this. Again, you need to have TradingView Pro or better to really take advantage of this. Just FYI. Let me get back over to the live stream chat and drop this in the chat room for us really quickly. Let's see. 1 second, guys. See if this will drop in here. Bada boom, bada bing. There you go. All right. We got Justin McFritz in the building. What up, Damu? What's going on with you, bro? Low to high, 2,300 ETH post merge is my prediction. Why do you say that, low to high? Help me out. Richard in the building. We got Crypto Rider in the building. After the merge, ETH will slowly drop over the next few weeks down to at least 1,300 before falling down to 800. I could see a scenario like that. I think I lean more toward that with you on that one. Nice to see Bitcoin trying to regain dominance. Absolutely. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about. Why are we seeing a depegging of Bitcoin's price action? Again, we see the move above that critical trend line that I drew weeks ago. We made a nice rally off that low. No lie about it. I mean, we got all the way down to 18.5 on Bitcoin, and we've been up rallying hard. With Ethereum did do its thing even bigger than Bitcoin, but now we're starting to see a loss in momentum, and so we need to look into why we're seeing that. So here is Ethereum really quickly. I'm just going to show you the real live chart on Bloodalytics.com. We went short yesterday on Ethereum, and we've been kind of trending. We've been taking profits at these lows here, but we've been trending kind of sideways, slightly downward. Versus Bitcoin, we went long on Bitcoin over the weekend going into Monday, and it's been on a rally. Okay, so we're seeing some divergence going on between Bitcoin and Ethereum, so that tells us something. When you see a divergence occur, what does that tell us? Well, we'll look into that. Let's check out the equities really quickly before we get into things. Dow Jones up 0.5%, 0.62% to be exact. NASDAQ up 1%. S&P 500 up almost 1%. So we're seeing a continuation of the relief rally for stocks, and Bitcoin follows the NASDAQ, S&P 500 very closely. Let's see what these chat rooms looking good. Again, shout out to everyone out there. Make sure you go ahead and smack those like booties off the stage for a brother. We got 37 people in the building right now. Let's get those booties smacked for me. So tomorrow, if you guys aren't aware, tomorrow we do have some important economic news going on. That is the September CPI report. This should have an effect, of course, on equities, but surely will have an effect on cryptos at this point, because CPI kind of tells us and gives us a gauge on inflation, and we know that's what the Fed is trying to convince you of. They're fighting, right? So they say they're fighting inflation by increasing interest rates, and so this report here coming up tomorrow is very important, because it will tell us how hot is the economy still. If we see a consumer price index number above consensus, then you're definitely going to see a higher than maybe what the market expected for the Feds to do this at the end of this month with their interest rate hikes. Everyone's talking about 50 basis points, 75 basis points kind of is now at 60% chance after Jackson Hole. That is the meeting that Jerome Powell does every year out in Wyoming. After that 8-minute speech, the markets, for whatever reason, felt like we might see a closer to 75 basis point move in interest rate hikes. So CPI will, determine if we're going to see 75, or if it's lower than expected, then we may see a 50. But it doesn't matter, in my opinion. I think the Feds are going to continually increase rates throughout the end of this year. So tomorrow, watch out for that. I think it's at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the CPI will come out. So we should see some action with Bitcoin and Ethereum, or the crypto altcoins as well. Let's see what Crypto Rider is saying. Bitcoin still has a gap to be filled around 1670, 700 area. From what I've seen over the last 5 years, all gaps must be filled. Yeah, I think we head lower. In the short run, we may see some ebb and flows. A move up to actually right here is probably where we would stop, 22,400. Honestly, I didn't even notice this, guys, but this is probably it, because if we break past this, then the only other area I see for us to run into resistance is $26,000 Bitcoin, which is up here. So one thing you have to remember, guys, and this is something that amateurs always, they fail to do this, or they actually do this, and this is not the right way to read charts as far as resistance and support goes. You don't put your resistance lines at the previous highs or the trough. So I wouldn't do a resistance line at $25,000 Bitcoin. You do it at the previous support area. Where was the prior bounce in crypto? And the prior bounce was at $26,000 Bitcoin. So that's how you properly set your resistance areas. So I think that if we get past this area, which was a bounce of around 22,300 area, which is where we kind of are right now. If we see a move above this area, then I would say $26,000 Bitcoin is in play. But I don't know, man. This could be a pump fake. Now that I see that area of resistance at the 22,500 area, we might not make it, guys. So just keep that in mind. Watch that trend line. Anything above or below 21,950 bucks, you want to probably move back to the sidelines. Just saying. So we'll probably get a catalyst one way or the other by tomorrow morning. CPI number. That will be the fuel to either extend this rally or reverse us back down. Again, just giving you a freebie trade right now on Bloodalytics. We are definitely short on Ethereum. We are still long on Bitcoin, in the money big time on that Bitcoin trade. So, I mean, we're Gucci there, but definitely still short on Ethereum and nibbling off profits on that trade right there. Let's see what the chat room is talking about here. Beyond Infinity, best 100%. I don't know, man. I can't tell you in this environment. It's too crazy right now. Seba said, are people forgetting that Jerome Powell said just 2 Fridays ago at Jackson Hole? Yes, they do, man. These markets are so irrational. Top of the afternoon, good people. Salute to you, Ghetto Show. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Any good IoT projects you have in your eyesight? Not really, but leave your question under any of my videos, but hashtag it with Ask CB. So hashtag Ask CB, and I will get to that question for you in a future episode. Okay, and that goes to anyone. You got questions for CB? Hashtag Ask CB, and I will get to them. Or you can join the members section. YouTube Members Lounge is available on Telegram. We're on Telegram, so if you join at any level, you get access to the Telegram CBTV members area, so we can chat it up there at any time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beyond Infinity said, what do you think about Cadena? Not too familiar with that one, brother. Sorry about that. Not too, so many projects out there. I just can't keep up. Sorry. All right, so let's get into El Salvador, because I touched on this a couple of weeks ago. Well, actually not a couple of weeks ago. Last week I may have touched on El Salvador, and I posed the question, what did you think about this El Salvadorian Bitcoin experience? Was it a hit or miss? And if you want to look at it from a objective lens, it was a miss. Now, you can maybe say it's too early to really say what the long-term success of this program or this experiment of airdropping $35 worth of Bitcoin to everyone in the country and then trying to get them to utilize Bitcoin as money. You can argue what the long-term success rate of that will be, but in the short run, 1 year later, it ain't do well, ladies and gents. I'm sorry. Now, this is more so about how much, not so much about the actual program or experiment of airdropping $35 worth of Bitcoin to everyone. This is more so what El Salvador's Bitcoin portfolio looks like a year later. and they're down $54 million in losses. Now, losses, not really. This article is slightly bait clickish, okay? Because a loss isn't a loss until you actually realize it. Realize losses, right? These are paper losses at this point. They haven't sold any from my understanding. So these aren't really losses, but, unrealized losses of $54 million. They're down like 50%. So the president of El Salvador now facing a $55 million loss following the questionable performance of the first cryptocurrency on the market in the last few months. So now more than 55% below the dollar cost average of their position. With the last purchase made back in July, on July 1st, most of the president's purchases were made back when Bitcoin was close to or around the top. So timing was horrible. Here are all of their dollar cost average, or here are all of their purchases, I should say. So these green dots represent the purchases that El Salvador made, all at the mother freaking top. Basically, the dotted line is giving you the dollar cost average price, and that is sitting at roughly just under, I would say, what does that look like to you guys? I would say about $45,000, $46,000. So they are well under. Now, what they need to do at this point, and this is the thing about dollar cost averaging, because in order for dollar cost averaging to work, you have to continue that buying scheme to bring the dollar cost, the actual average cost, down to near where you are in the market. So they need to continue to buy, and I know it's hard. That's the hard thing about DCA. Everyone say DCA, but the issue is if you started buying at a top, you have to continue to buy in order for DCA to work properly and benefit, and you benefit from a DCA. You can't buy in this region up here on the left, all up in here, $55,000, $60,000 Bitcoin, $50,000 Bitcoin, and then stop. You have to continue to buy so you can bring that average down closer to where we are in the markets. And that way, on the way back up, you're going to be in a very good position. So, unfortunately, they are not in a great position, and I haven't heard anything about any future purchases. They need to do that. What did Buckle do wrong? The long-term strategy of dollar cost averaging chosen by the president remains one of the most consistent and easy to use methods of receiving exposure to financial assets. Unfortunately, the president injected most of the available capital when Bitcoin was at the top of the rally. So what they're saying here, guys, is that unfortunately he used all his dry powder at the top. So again, DCA only is usable or applicable or even advantageous to you if you don't buy all at one time. You can't buy all at one time. You literally have to spread out. Let's say you got $100,000. You maybe do 20% now, 20% at a different price, and that price can be even higher than where you bought the initial. It's just about averaging in, because we could be on a bull run, right? And you want to just average on up, same as in averaging on down. So you got to have some dry powder for, this to even work. Let's see what some of these comments say. Because I don't even know how to say the dude's name, but the president failed. He was buying the dip in 50s and 40s. Why he not buying in 20s? Pump and dump like Anthony. I don't know, man. It's probably working to their favor that they delayed that volcano bond. Well, I don't think they delayed on purpose. I think it was forced. From the articles that I covered on the channel about that volcano bond, it was more of a lack of demand, not that they actually wanted to delay it. Yeah, DCA in a bull. You want to start DCA near lows, not the start of a bear market. Everyone asking about Ethereum upgrade. They forgot about the Bitcoin eCash upgrade on September 14th. All right. We literally had a country FOMO into Bitcoin. Yeah, right. Exactly. We literally did. That's exactly what we saw happen. a FOMOing into a coin, a whole country doing that. And it's not looking good right now. And again, the problem is that are you really about that life? Are you really going to continue your DCA program? You have to in order for this to make sense. Because if you stop now and we go lower, which I think we are going to go lower in Bitcoin, we go lower in Bitcoin, we start hitting like $12,000, $10,000 Bitcoin, and you don't have any dry powder there to take advantage of those prices, because a purchase at $10,000, an example of El Salvador, a purchase at $10,000 would really significantly bring, if they bought even the same amount in dollar terms, they bought the same amount they bought all the way at the top, that would significantly bring that dollar cost average price down. Let's call it divine intervention. I guess, bro. That is crazy. So there we got it. El Salvador down 50%. And we'll have to see what happens, guys. We'll definitely have to see what happens. Next article, or really just a point I want to make clear and bring to your awareness, guys, is that, you know, this is pretty neat to see a Google add an Ethereum merge countdown to their Google query. This is pretty dope. So if you type in Ethereum merge on Google, you will see at the top how many days are left until the merge. We got 2 days, 12 hours, and 23 minutes. It is around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. This is well, people are making this a really, really big deal. I think it's really not that big of a deal. Honestly, it's not changing the efficiency, the speed, the cost of Ethereum. None of that is changing. So are we just making a bigger deal out of it than it really needs to be? I would say so. But yeah, Ethereum countdown clock is available on Google. If you want to find, check that out for shits and giggles, you can do that. AZTV said he even took them laser. Hey, you know the funny thing about that, AZ? I told people months ago. I'm talking about when we were at like Bitcoin was at 50,000. I want to say maybe even closer to 60,000. I put a tweet out. Let's see if I can find that tweet real quick, ladies and gents. I put a tweet out and said, let me see if I can find that tweet, guys. Man, oh man, your boy Crypto Blood be calling it how it should be called. And here's the tweet I put out back in May of 2022, May 26th. All right, let me see where May 26th was. Just to verify where we were May 26th. Let me see. Let me keep going back. 17.5. We got Jeezy down there. All right, Mr. 17.5. Keep going back. May 26th is around here. We're at 29,000. Okay. We're at $29,000 Bitcoin right before the major drop. And actually, I think I said this one time before, but I know I bookmarked this one. But yeah, your boy Crypto Blood said, turn them fucking laser eyes off and put your bifocals on. And back then, everybody still had their laser eyes on. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Does Sailor still have his laser eyes on? Let me know if he still has his laser eyes on. Sailor about to buy another 500 million. Yeah, I heard about that. I'll cover that tomorrow. I'm hearing ETH flipping again. I'm like, where is the 218 billion coming from to flip Bitcoin? It ain't coming, homie. It ain't coming. It is not coming. I don't see it flipping yet. It will. I think Ethereum will flip Bitcoin though. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's got far more utility than Bitcoin at this juncture. You just got to look at that and just call it as it is. So yeah, most of them did listen to Crypto Blood and turn those laser eyes off. Okay, but anyhow, let's take a look at this one real quick. Ethereum Validator. So we're moving from proof of work meaning Ethereum miners making money off each transaction, to validators making money staking their ETH2 tokens. You got to have 32 ETH to be a validator, full validator. Of course, you could potentially join a pool. Though my man Mind Your Biz, Seth over at Mind Your Biz, has talked extensively about the dangers of doing that. At least right now, people's ETH are being stolen in these pools. So I don't know, but I hope you guys took advantage of and listened to Crypto Blood and got your 32 ETH ready and locked and loaded when Ethereum was at $400, $500. Even earlier than that, I told you to go ahead and just get those 32 ETH locked and loaded so you can at least be a validator. So let's take a look at some of these numbers from being an ETH validator at this point. So this guy named Pintail is did some calculations on average rewards for Ethereum validators in the upcoming proof of stake version. So it came down to it. You're essentially going to be making or earning roughly 5.3 to 7.3 APR based on his numbers. Now, he's done some economic detailed models on other things within the blockchain space, like ETH 1559 implementation, Altair, and the Medela upgrades, and various Uniswap yield farming strategies. So he's pretty good at this stuff. And he said, based on these calculations, the median return for validators on post-merge Ethereum will be about 6.1%. Now, my question to you guys is 6.1% attractive to you? Now, it wasn't attractive when we had the DeFi boom going on and people were getting 100% APY. Of course, that stuff wasn't sustainable. You all should have known that. Where do you get the money to pay people 100 and something percent APY in perpetuity? It can't sustain. You guys should have all known that. But in an environment in an environment as we are today, is 6.1% attractive to you? Is that good enough for you? And you got to think that number over time most likely will head lower. Now, before, there were numbers about 13%. I don't know if you guys recall, I did cover well before the merge was approaching. There were figures being thrown out there. I think even from the Ethereum Foundation that average yield would be about 13%. So that's been cut in half essentially. And so you would imagine that would get cut in half again as we head towards the future. Now, one way to keep that attractive or some incentivization for the node providers would be if the price of Ethereum rose dramatically. So if we went from where we at $1,700 Ethereum to $17,000 Ethereum, a 3.5% APY wouldn't look bad, right? So Carrie in the building, my Canuck from the north. What's going on? You have a node? Yes, I have. I don't have a node set up, but I do have the funds ready for that. And I didn't do a pool, but I will be setting up a node. Free cash machine. Yeah, I mean, it looked more attractive at 13%, which were the initial numbers. But we'll see. We'll see. If Ethereum's price moves up, which I think over time it will, then that percentage is gonna look good. So he said that you can get closer to, these modeling numbers, guys, are just like estimates because of the MEV. Okay, that kind of is a moving target, but he's saying that you can get closer to that 6.1% APR if you run multiple validators or pooling with peers on the network. Okay, so if you pool your coins on various staking pools, then you'll get closer to that 6.1%. So let me know if you think that is attractive to you guys or not. Again, they were hyping it more close to 13. Now we're at 6, and it will go lower over time as well. One other thing, just real quick tidbit, you know, they're talking about that the halving coming up for Bitcoin in 2024 is going to hit sooner than expected, because we're starting to see, with the combination of lower prices in Bitcoin and faster, well, the difficulty rate increasing, blocks are being discovered faster than the 10-minute block interval average. Okay, so they're saying instead of it being sometime in I think May, it's now going to be closer to, it could be closer to the beginning of March. Okay, does that mean anything? I say no. And the reason why, I wish I could have found this prior to the actual going live, guys, but I got to do a video, and I promise I'm going to do it because I said I would do it before. People keep talking about this halving and its price impact on Bitcoin. If you actually look at the data, the halvings have less of a price impact every halving. If you just simply look at the data, you look at the price of Bitcoin and the move it has post halving, the move in percentage wise is less and less every halving. Okay, so I don't know where people are getting this, halving is coming up, it's gonna really make Bitcoin's price accelerate. No, it will, but it will have less of an impact than the previous halving that we had in 2020. So just keep that in mind. Also, I wanted to take a look at really quickly, since we were talking about like halvings and Bitcoin stock to flow model. It doesn't get a lot of attention as of late, as it hasn't been following that turquoise line. That is the actual stock to flow. We've been deviating from that greatly. I think the most we've ever deviated from it. So we're supposed to be literally at $100,000, $110,000. Wow. Stock to flow, is it dead? Help me out. Let me know in the comments below, is stock to flow model dead? Because per stock to flow, we are supposed to be at $100,000. The reason why stock to flow can't continually be right is because it doesn't and can't include external factors, the Federal Reserve, a recession, a depression. Those things aren't calculated and can't be calculated in this model. So you can only use this or take this with a grain of salt. Okay. Anything for Click said stock to flow was a flawed method. Plan B got aborted. Boy, that may be the best comment I've heard in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Plan B just got aborted. Good one, anything for clicks. Very good comment. ETA March 20th. Yeah, but from what this article was talking about, at least, they're saying it may be closer to the beginning of March. But who cares? I don't care, because I don't think it's going to have much of an impact, to be honest with you. There was an article that was put out May 12th of 2020, and it just talked about and I'll drop this in the link or the description of this video, about how this Bitcoin halving stuff is meaningless. It's a meaningless milestone at this point. It kind of just goes through it, why, and so on and so forth. Check it out if you just want to kind of get an understanding, at least of a contrarian view. You should take in all views and come up with your own. Now, it's like saying Bitcoin at 1 million end of year. Yeah. No S2F can useful. Still just look at the line as resistance, though. Now next bull run will top at 110 to 120. Yeah, I think we'll still hit 100k Bitcoin. I think so. if all else equal, we'll hit 100K in the next 2 to 5 years. I think that's very doable. But to say we're going to hit 100K by the end of a year and all these, that's just trying to get attention. Because no one knows. There's too many moving variables. Too many with the Federal Reserve and potential recession. We've never seen Bitcoin in a full-on recession. So, you know, this will be the first test. This will be the first test. So, that's that, guys. 6.1% on Ethereum validators. That's how much they'll be earning post-merge, according to Pintail. Sounds promising. Sounds about right. Algorand, you guys, I don't know if you heard about this, but they declared a $35 million hit with the troubled crypto lender Hodlnaut. $35 million for an Algorand Foundation, probably in the drop in the bucket, to be honest with you. Algorand Foundation, a nonprofit body that supports Algorand blockchain and oversees its development, declared a $35 million exposure to the beleaguered crypto lender Hodlnaut. Oh yeah, it says it right here. That represents less than 3%. So this is a non-factor. This is a non-factor. But just wanted to let you know that they did take a little hit on the Hodlnaut crypto lender platform. All right. And I think, man, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Just wanted to give you those quick rundowns. It's been a slow day in the crypto markets. Rico says bull runs only happen after halving. I don't know. I'll have to go look at that. I don't know if that's the case. Can't really say yay or nay or agree with you fully on that. You may be right, Rico, but what I'm saying is the bull run percentage, the actual run, is less and less every time, or has had a small impact. So I don't think I'm talking about post merge or post halving. Is really the lead up to it, because all markets try to price in future events. So you have that buy the rumor, sell the news, which I think is what we're going through right now with Ethereum. It's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news. So come end of this week, Thursday, we got how many days we have, guys? We have 2 days and 13 hours, 23 minutes before the ETH merge. In 2 days, you will see a move down in Ethereum, in my opinion. It will be a dump. It will be a dump. AZ said Plan B and the whales set us up last year and dumped on us. I wouldn't go that far, because listen, Plan B, stock to flow, worked until it didn't, and we've seen a huge decoupling from stock to flow model and where the price of Bitcoin is. I mean, huge, 5x, literally a 5x gap. We're at $20,000 Bitcoin. We should be at 110. That's 5x, ladies and gents. Diminishing returns are true. Absolutely, absolutely. And it's not, in the misconception about Bitcoin halving is that like the supply changes. The actual supply of Bitcoin is still what it is. It's just the issuance of new tokens hitting the market is cut in half. So that is what it is, ladies and gents. Again, smash those like booties for me. We got 41 people in the building right now, and I think we have, at this point, we have 31 likes. So let's get those likes up, ladies and gents, for a brother, please. And that's it. That's it, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, taking 46 minutes out of your day to tune in to Crypto Blood. I'm gonna leave you with a quick one from Margex, and then we're out of here, people. Okay, so before moving on to the next article in today's episode, I do want to bring your attention to Margex, which is a Bitcoin-based multi-asset trading platform. Earn profits by opening long and short positions, even in falling markets. So you guys know a lot of traders are losing money right now in this bear market. The cryptocurrency market is unpredictable, and the bear market could win over the bulls. Who knows? But how can you profit from this bear market? Well, trading on platforms like Margex, diversifying your trading strategy by utilizing long and short positions. And to make sure that's even more of a success, you need to sign up for the Bloodalytics trend signal service at bloodalytics.com. Link in the description below for that. But with Margex, you can trade Bitcoin and other top cryptocurrencies, available up to 100x. No KYC. Let me repeat, no KYC. Margex has been nominated by Finance Magnets as the most user-friendly trading platform. They also have this killer MP Shield feature, a system that protects traders from liquidity and price manipulation. And one additional feature that's dope, Margex gives you the exclusive bonus to try leverage trading without any risk involved. So if you sign up today, only takes a couple of minutes. Using the link in the description of this video, hit the wallet section and enter the promo code CBTV100 and get $100 worth of airdropped USD tokens to start trading without even investing any of your own cash. Every trader has access to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, EOS, ADA, and many others with up to 100x leverage. Minimum deposit is only $10 and the minimum trade size is $1. Use leverage responsibly. It does involve risk. That's why you can trade with small amounts if you don't feel confident enough. And so join Margex today, guys, and get that $100 worth of Air USD tokens using the promo code I just showed you. Offer ends September 30th. Let's get back to the show. All right, guys, that is pretty much it. Thanks for all the comments. Let's see what happens. We got 2 days, 12 hours, and like 30 something minutes to that ETH merge. And, you know, I'll be covering it every day, guys. All right. So it's your boy Crypto Blood. That's my two Satoshis. I'm out of here. Holla.